Game show.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs on 2K Sports, about to tip off the pivotal Game 3 in these conference semifinals. Alongside Shaq and Kenny, Ernie Johnson. Tonight, it'll be the Sacramento Kings up against the Houston Rockets at Toyota Center. Taking a look at the Rockets, they were unable to take Game 2 on the road, but the series continues. They look to get back in the win column again tonight. These guys have to feel pretty good splitting Games 1 and 2, now at home and somewhat in control of the series at this point. Kenny, how important is it now for them to take Game 3?
A loss negates everything that they worked for in the first two games. So they can't have that happen tonight. They have to set the tone for the rest of the series.
Whoever wins this game jumps into the driver's seat of this series. Home crowd's going to be hype. I can hear the crowd behind us now. It's about to be crazy. Got to win this game and take this lead, baby.
Well, just about time to start this one. We send it down to Kevin Harlan.
Western Conference Semifinals, Game 3. The Sacramento Kings have showed up hungry and determined to fight for what they believe is rightfully theirs. Will they be able to break the stalemate and come out on top against the Rockets? Round 2 of the NBA playoffs continue. Coming right up.
We're live from Houston, where the crowd is on their feet. Welcome, everyone, to Game 3 of this Western Conference semifinal. We'll be bringing you another exciting broadcast of NBA playoff basketball right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge. Special treat for our viewers this evening. The sports guy, Bill Simmons, is with us.
It's half what a special treat as Brent Barry is, but I'm going to do my best.
Brent Barry's pretty good.
He's really good at stuff.
Yeah. He reads you a lot.
Half a treat is better than the whole treat, right? I mean,
honored to be here.
You look at the Rockets, they managed to take one game on the road. Now the challenge to take care of business on their home court.
You know, anytime you're going on the road with the first two games, realistically, you're hoping to get a split. So I'm sure they're happy with where they stand. They've stolen home court advantage. Now they need this one. They got to get greedy.
Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. Hield is out there with Young. Then it's Bagley. Then it's Thompson. And it's Bamba in at the 5. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. Came out on top in their last match on Wednesday.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
Well, it led to a big scoring effort, taking advantage of every weakness. So any possession the defense wasn't aggressive on, they were on the offensive end.
Here's Paul. Marvin Bagley picking up that last basket. And here's Harden for 3. James the three-pointer. Harden's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Bill Atop advisor for the U.S. High School Athletics and Activities Division recommended that schools adopt esports programs. What's your take on that?
I'm all in. It's probably my son's only chance to go to college, so I really hope it happens. Now, listen, the world changes every decade, and you got to change with it. And the reality is, esports is one of the biggest things we have now. And if you're under 15, you're way more likely to play video games and be good at that than you are to do anything else. So why wouldn't you be able to benefit from that? The whole esports in general, just the audiences they're getting, and as a spectator event, that's been building. So why wouldn't that work for college?
Al Paul, after the missed 3 from Klay Thompson. Paul kicks to Chris. 6 on the shot clock. Harden the pass to Chris. Puts it up. No good off the back of the rim. Thinking about how much sports video gaming has changed over the decades, Bill. Can you imagine a 13, 14-year-old Bill Simmons with the 2K product? You would just be all over that, wouldn't you?
You have no idea, Kevin Harlan. I was there for every step of the video game revolution. I had an Intellivision and an Atari. I had Nintendo. I had Super Nintendo. I had all 3 of the first PlayStations.
You played them all the time.
I played entire Madden seasons on the treadmill when I was like in my early 30s. Try playing playing any video game on the treadmill. Try it and try not falling off. It's impossible. I've been there every step of the way. I am pro esports. Basketball, I'm jealous of the people who can play 2K well, because there's just, not sound like an old guy, but so many buttons and so many things to remember. I'm always so impressed when people just remember all the combinations and stuff. I'm jealous.
Like your son does it.
My son
plays again. I know.
But I could have done it. I know
you could have.
I want to take 1984 me out of a time machine and just give me this game. I would have unleashed.
Yeah, but 13-year-old Bill Simmons would like what 40-year-old Bill Simmons is.
13-year-old Bill Simmons would be amazed that 48-year-old Bill Simmons was getting paid to do anything. He would really be excited about that. Just that he wasn't living at home. We would have been fired up.
First free throw is good. Bill, we know in your writing that you love to incorporate pop culture references. How did that begin with you?
Well, it began because in college, I was dropping them in columns and people were responding. I think pop culture probably mattered more when I was in college in the 80s and 90s because, we didn't have the internet back then. It was harder to connect with people you didn't know. Basically, you had sports and pop culture and politics. Those were the three ways of I'm getting to know you. What are the three things we're going to talk about? I didn't want to talk about politics with anybody, so the other two things for me were sports, pop culture. I was also an only child in the 70s with only 5 or 6 TV channels watching Brady Bunch, Partridge Family, Sanford and Son, Jefferson's, Good Times, all that stuff. And, that stuff just soaks into your DNA, and that's it.
Here's Young. James Harden picking up that last pass. Buries it from three-point range. Thompson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Paul kicks to Chris. To the inside. And Chris throws it down.
And it seemed like Marquise Chris was not going to be denied, and he wasn't.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Habit. And Bill, in talking about the connection between pop culture, sports, and basketball during your career, through it all, you've always been a writer, though, haven't you?
Always been a writer. Only that was the only child of me. The thing is, though, I would have watched more basketball, but basketball wasn't on. I try to explain this to people, how lucky they are to be able to watch.
They can't believe these finals were taped away.
Well, but think about the day-to-day, right? Like Magic Johnson. I feel like I saw his whole career, but I really didn't. Like his first couple years in LA, I think CBS was only showing like 6 or 7 regular season games.
On Sunday afternoons.
In the playoffs, they would bump them off.
Yep.
USA, I think, got the contract in maybe 1982, but for the most part, like, I love George Gervin. I probably saw him play in person twice, and I saw him on TV maybe 10 times, 12 times. And now I could watch Giannis every day. And if Giannis dunks, I could see it on Twitter 5 minutes later, 5 seconds later. So I think people are lucky. You guys should appreciate how lucky you are.
Now Young following Chris Paul's three-point attempt. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And stolen by Chris.
You watched the defender, and it looked like he knew that was coming. He made a quick play on it to intercept the ball in the passing lane.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Chris has got his second bucket of the game to go.
He has the tools and the physical advantages. Marquise Chris wanting to be more active on the offensive glass.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Healed against Paul. Bagley with the ball. At the elbow, it's Bamba. 5 on the clock. Bill, it's interesting. More than 50 colleges and universities now offer scholarships in esports. I did not know this. And that number is probably only going to go up.
Yeah, and it makes sense too. What's more popular, esports or water polo? No offense to the water polo players, but come on. Let's move it.
They cannot get enough of these games.
Yeah, we should have every college should have esports.
Now Young, James Harden missing on the three. 18 feet out. Rebounded by Capella.
You can't afford to let guys get comfortable there. The defense somehow avoided that shot from going in.
Young taking his time here. The pass to Bagley. On the wing, Thompson. He kicks it to Young. Over Paul. They grab their own miss, and Capella sends it back. Gordon with it, and Young picks him up defensively. Pass to Harden, the three, good on the triple. Harden's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Rockets. The Kings trail by 5. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Timeout is called, first of the game for Sacramento. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to talk with Mike D'Antoni for just a minute, and stealing a win on the road was huge for them. But Coach said protecting their home court advantage now is going to be doubly difficult. He said the key will be to stay aggressive on defense. As he put it, we want to prevent them from getting into any kind of comfort zone at our end of the floor. We'll see if they can hold down home court tonight. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks so much, David. Change for Sacramento. Gordon's checked in. Bill, we know about the love affair you have with the NBA, and you've written about it for so long. Started with the $4 ticket in Boston with your dad.
Yeah, my dad bought season tickets for the 1973-74 Boston Celtics, and it was only one ticket. And I think it was $4 a game, probably like $160 total. And he used to carry me in mainly because they didn't want to pay for a babysitter. So I started going to games that year, probably sleeping through a lot of them, and they won the title.
How old were you in 72?
So I was 4.
4 years ago.
I'm not going to lie, I don't remember anything from that season. The first season I remember is the year later when they lost before the finals to Washington. And then the year later they won the famous finals against Phoenix, the triple overtime game. I was there.
Was Collins on that team?
Collins, Havlicek,
Yep.
JoJo White.
Yep.
And I was at the triple overtime game in the 76 finals. Was probably the most famous NBA game ever. The kids out there now would nominate like Game 7, 2016 or something. Triple overtime game was the most famous game ever. And I slept through the entire second half of the first overtime.
Oh, no.
But then woke up because everybody was standing the whole second overtime, so I had to get up.
And the Stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Harden inside the three-point line and too long on the shot.
Like the defensive effort, they did a good job altering the mid-range shot and then making the shooter feel a bit uneasy.
And Young kicks to Gordon. That one's off. Still out of sync. Houston leading by 7. Here's Harden. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
Well, his offense should come with a warning label, caution, flammable. He's connecting on everything. The D looks dumbfounded.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to shoot their way out of the slump, and that didn't work. They got to go back and regroup.
Well, no matter how hard it's been, you want to stay positive, stay focused, and maybe a couple shots will get you right back in it.
while we have a chance, let's now take a look at the NBA's season assist leaders. Number 1, Chris Paul. 4th, James Harden.
I think these two guys are having a little personal competition here in the playoffs to see who will finish with the most assists.
Bamba dishes to Gordon. Young passes to Bagley. Gordon kicks to Hield. Clock at 6. Passes to Bagley. It's a halt for run. It's not going to go for him. And Houston the other way now.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Here's Bamba. No points in the game yet for him. Gordon the pass to Bagley. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. Bamba with it. Capella's there. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And at almost 7 feet tall, Bamba is hard to cover. He's adept at getting these calls inside.
It's his first trip to the line. He's off on the first. Bill Commissioner Adam Silver believes the 2K Esports League will have the staying power of the NBA, WNBA, the G League. A pretty powerful comment to me.
And I hope he's right, because I want to be the lead color guy. I want us to be the team. Why can't it be us, Kevin Harlan?
Are you kidding me?
Let's do that. Cut me the check. As Rasheed Wallace would say, CTC, cut the check.
Bill Simmons is here.
I'm ready.
You know, the comparisons to Rudy Gobert are understandable. Bamba's insane reach really helps on both ends of the court.
Now, here is Knight. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him.
Got to get out of his compass and just try to find himself right now and get himself going.
To the paint. Here's Bagley. Buckets with the rebound. Chris has got 5 rebounds tonight. Ball against Young. Paul looking around. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Gordon, the pass to Bagley. Chris with the rebound.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Yeah, got to feel good about the way you started this one, guys, as he is making almost everything out there and giving his team a good, solid boost.
Now, here's Bagley. Now, here's Bamba. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And right now, Bamba is still working on the offensive side, but the intent is there. Able to draw that foul.
He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game. And he makes the first. Houston with a big group substitution here. Willie Reed, he's checked in for Capella. G comes in for Chris. Beasley's checked in for James Harden. And Gordon subbed in for Chris Paul. Then for the Kings, he's checked in for Bagley. The Machine comes in for Hield. Young is subbed in for Young. Both shots good from the stripe. Rockets leading by 9. Bill, you watched the NBA evolve. Talk about some of the biggest changes over the last decade you've seen.
The three-point line and the threes or foul shots philosophy, I think, is the biggest thing. Just the pace of the game has really improved, and to a really pleasing way for fans. Like just what Steve Nash was doing last decade and those Suns teams that everybody's playing that way now. I think the social media and the players basically getting rid of the wall between them and the fans, using social media, using Instagram, and we just feel like we know these guys better. And their ability to control their own message now versus where they were 10 years ago. It all started with the decision in LeBron James, and it's carried through this whole decade. And these guys now, they can get whatever message out they want. They can criticize the president. They can criticize their own team. They can ask for a trade. If they get called out by some writer or somebody who writes a hit piece, they can go back at the guy and sick all their fans on the writer.
Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Sacramento. Going back to our topic from a moment ago, Bill, you mentioned the interaction between players and social media and how that's become a new facet, a skill we're seeing daily from players.
There's just way more accountability now. And I'm really impressed by how polished the guys are that come in the league now. And I think the LeBron generation, LeBron, Wade, Chris Bosh, some of those guys from the last generation that came up and became vets and really knew how, Paul Pierce, knew how to handle their business. Now these new guys come in, they're 19, 20 years old, and they act like they're 30. I'm sure you see it at the games. Shocking. Whereas in the 90s, it was a free-for-all. You had these guys who, if you gave them a live mic, you were terrified. And now these guys are 19 years old giving, like, long interviews to reporters. It's like, how are you doing this?
Tatum in particular is very
Tatum's
impressive.
already good at being a bad interview.
He's
like, he doesn't say anything. He knows how to dodge any question. It's like, you're 19. How do you know how to do this?
Unbelievable. The first free throw is good. Good on both.
Such a big bonus to have a big guy that can step up to the free throw line and knock down shots. So many guys struggle from there.
Knight against Young. Thompson outside. Shot clock at 6. For 3. It's rebounded by Houston. Knight in the corner. Outside Gordon. That's his first basket of the game. 1 for 6 and looking for more.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing. The passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
Young against Knight. Pass to Thompson. Over G. And there's Thompson. That's good on the assist from Young. Thompson's got 5.
Take a snapshot of that. That was picture perfect from Klay.
And so it's the Houston Rockets ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Now a chance to hear shooting guard Eric Gordon talk about their key to winning.
It's all about not making mistakes, getting rebounds, and getting good stuff to really push the pace up. And I think when we do that, we always are at our best.
And Greg, nowadays, it's all about pushing the pace.
And it's an offensive-oriented league now. When you execute and really look to attack, it puts the opposition on their heels.
And we're set to get started again for the next bit of action in this game 3. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what do you think?
Huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
And if you're rotating like that, it's got to be a great line of communication between all 5 guys. You see that reflected on the scores, all that trust showing up with the lead.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Houston, Beasley is out there with G. Then there's Brandon Knight. Then it's Reed. And it's Gordon in at the 2-guard position. Here's Bull. Reed covering. Shot clock at 5. Fades away. It'll go. The Rocket lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Young. Bill, several of your books have been bestsellers. How did it feel to see your work so well received around the world?
I think I was really happy that the basketball book did well because I spent a long time writing it, and it was 700 pages. And when it got mailed to me, it was so big, I thought people would just be terrified of it. And, you know, it turns out,
they embraced the
I think they did. They liked it. I designed it for people to be able to put on their toilet or bring on an airplane or whatever they want to do with it. But I was always amazed that there wasn't a basketball book that tried to kind of group all these other books and some of the opinions and all the misinformation. Like the fact that, honestly, the reason I wanted to write the book was just that people thought Wilt Chamberlain was better than Bill Russell. And yet every single thing written in the 60s was that Bill Russell was better. And all the players would say Bill Russell was better. And when they put together, Bill Russell's team won. So it's like, how do we get to the point where people think Wilt Chamberlain was better? So it was that and some other stuff that made me want to write the book.
Now here's Beasley. Shot by Gordon, wide open. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
Some nice ball moving by the Kings. And then Gordon with the dunk.
Well, that's good teammate stuff right there. Looking for your guys. Buddy Hield has a strong feel for when to give it up.
Knight kicks to Beasley. Gordon against Hield. Here's Reed, and the dunk by Reed.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Now, here is Young. To the middle. It's stolen by G. And it's Houston on the break, pushing it up. Ball stolen. Here's the machine. He dishes it to Young. Hield outside. There's the feed to Gordon. 5 on the clock. That one, no good.
It looked like he wanted no part of that. Superb defense there, really making it tough on him.
Gordon deciding where to go with it. Poked away. And here is Hield. 5 points in the game. Inside, Bull.
Clearly a foul.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. And he knocks down the first one. He's perfect from the line this time. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Bill, one shot to win a game. You can pick any player. Who's going to take that shot for you?
Kevin Durant. I think he has the most ways to get a good shot off. I always look at it as, is it a quality shot to get off? So he can post the smaller guy up. He can shoot a 3. He's got the pull-up hissy jumper, as he calls it. He can go in the lane and pump fake and do a little drop step. And I just think he has the most moves. Some people would say LeBron, but am I getting regular season LeBron or playoff LeBron?
Playoff LeBron.
Playoff LeBron would be my number one choice.
He'd be pretty good.
Yeah, he'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Regular season LeBron, I'm not as enthused about.
And here are the Rockets now. The Kings getting the bucket. Outside Gordon. 6 on the shot clock. Houston needs to get a shot. Reed misses. Talking about last-second shot instincts, Bill, you mentioned LeBron, KD. What about Curry? Where does Curry rank in that conversation?
Curry's good.
Top five?
You can guard Curry in those one-on-one situations with the right people. I'm not saying you're going to stop him, but, you put a taller guy on him. And Curry is the greatest not in the offense scorer I've ever seen in my life, where he can get 32 and hit 10 threes and wasn't really involved in the game. Just, you forget about it for one play, and all of a sudden he's in the corner and they're setting him up, or he's running off the screen. It's a lot, almost like what Reggie Miller and Ray Allen were able to do, where, you run them off screens and you tire the guys out and you kind of hope the defense forgets they're out there. But he's not a conventional get out of my way guys when they get to the rim.
Absolutely.
Score like someone like Donovan Mitchell is.
Here's Young. Michael Beasley picking up that last basket. Now Bagley. Back to Young. Hield outside. Shoots. It's rebounded by Houston. Capella's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Knight finds Beasley. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. And now a 6-point Rocket lead.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Young pass to Gordon. Back to Young. Paul with the ball. And there's the pass to Knight, and Knight slams it in.
Now Chris Paul at his best right there on that kind of play. A legendary distributor who spots the open man.
And so Young will bring it up for the Sacramento Kings, trailing here by 8. Bagley kicks to Gordon. Hield from outside. Connects from three-point range. Hield's got 6 in the quarter.
And the spacing right there for Buddy Hield allows him to get that shot off. You just can't give him that kind of space or he's going to hurt you.
Pass to Capella. Harden outside. Over Thompson. Harden, no good.
And something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another. And you need both elements working together.
Took the opportunity when he saw it. 7 points for Brandon Knight.
Gotta appreciate seeing Knight trying to improve his three-point shooting. Needs to be sharp from the outside.
Young finds Gordon, knocks it loose, and taken away by Paul. And here we go, and it's Beasley finishing it off.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
They get a hand on it. To break that ice-cold streak. That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Young. Rockets have gone 8 of 15 since we began the second quarter. Excellent shooting. Paul passes to Harden. The drive by Paul. Fires the 3. Harden's shot is off.
You love basketball. Couldn't miss in the first quarter. Now can't make it in the second quarter. Got to be eating at him just a bit.
Here are this postseason's dead-eye shooters. These guys have knocked down a ton of shots from downtown. 5th on the list, James Harden.
He is having so much success from beyond the three-point line. Some guys just thrive on this kind of pressure.
The first one drops.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Kevin, these are easy points. Remember, free throws.
Paul outside. Harden against Thompson. sinks the shot. And 12 points for Buddy Hield.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
Yeah, it's a good time to talk things over. Try to stop what's been a brutal run.
Yeah, he's got to use every device at his disposal at this point, and I think he wants to give other guys a breather right now.
Chris, he's checked in for Houston. Gordon comes in for Brandon Knight, and then for Sacramento. Bamba comes in for Gordon, and the Machine subbed in for Hield. Young against Paul. From deep, Harden. And Bamba pulls it down. Bamba's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Thompson for 3. That one's good. Just his third make brings him to 3 for 8 in this game.
It just feels like Klay Thompson. Every shot that he shoots, he's got great balance. That one looked good.
Chris gets the bucket.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now, here is Young. Paul with the steal. Down low, looking for Chris. He gets it there. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Here's Bamba. Thompson, high post. And again, it's Sacramento converting.
Yeah, his shooting has been on target here in the second frame after not being able to get anything going in the first.
Harden scanning the floor. Can't cash in from close range.
Well, from our angle, that looked like that was going in. But defense, fantastic how they contested it.
Kicks it to Bamba. Passed a little. On the wing, Thompson, guarded by Harden. Shot clock at 5. Got it, and the Houston lead's been cut down to 1 on the bucket from Thompson. Thompson's got 12.
Somewhat remote odds of Klay Thompson missing on that kind of attempt. Just chalk it up.
Harden finds Chris. Paul against Young. Pass to Gordon. Offline with his 3.
That's like milk on a hot day. Just a bad decision. Absolutely no reason for him to be taking those shots.
1:31 left in the first half. Paul passes to Capella. In the corner, it's Gordon. No good on the 3.
And you just get the sense the whole period he's been a bit out of sync.
Sometimes you just can't figure out what's wrong, but he keeps trying to push through.
Well, we want to thank the sports guy for being here. Enlightening as always. Bill, what a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I hope my son was impressed. Thank you, Kevin.
I'm sure he was. And Brent, always cool, isn't it, to hear what Bill's thinking? He comes at things from a variety of angles.
Yeah, the pop culture stuff and the bits from personal life and his interaction around the game. He certainly has a passion for basketball, and it's great that Bill's adding some color to the audience's experience.
And so here's Sacramento following the shot by Chris Paul. And Thompson puts up a deep 3. They grab their own miss. Nice shot there by Bamba.
The activity from Bamba when he's playing with a high motor, watch out.
Young against Paul. They need this one. That one's good. Maybe that'll get them going after a 2-for-6 start. Guys, 7 times the lead has changed hands here now.
Yeah, and that number should easily top double figures before it's over.
And Young kicks to Thompson. Over Harden. And it's Thompson again missing. Houston in the lead. To the inside. Chris finds Harden. Harden draws the double. And it's Mohamed Bamba with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. "16 seconds left here in the second. Now here's Harden. 13 points in the game. 6 to shoot. That's a 2 from Paul.
And right there, Young may never have the physical tools to be a great defender, but his competitiveness overrides it.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Rockets lead by 2. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Brandon, what's the key to the second half?
I think we're doing all right, but we always want to improve. We always want to get better, and we just want to apply the principles that we applied throughout the week. So I think we did a good job, early on. Then we started to get fatigue and get a little bit tired. So I think we got to continue to play through adversity.
Well, we'll see if you can find your second win in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. How about the playoff atmosphere? We're going to break down all the first half action for you. Looking at Houston, the first 2 games of this series were evenly split, and the first half of this game followed suit. They're still searching for that extra edge that'll give them the upper hand here in Game 3. It has become quite the series. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, there was one pleasant surprise, and that was the bench. They gave them a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored baskets.
Shaq, what's your take on Sacramento?
Well, I love that they were forceful at their offensive end, and they got the shots they wanted. They played aggressively and got to the line. A strong attacking mindset. I like it. We'll see if they bring the same attitude in the second half, though.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
We welcome you back here to the coverage of the Western Conference semifinals. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for Houston. Tipping off the second half. Here's Fred Hoiberg's 5. We've got Bagley. Buddy Hield is out there with Young. And it's Thompson, and it's Bamba in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
Yeah, when your shot's in the fridge like this, it's easy to lose your confidence, and that's why some of the most prolific scorers, they have short-term memories.
Now, here's Bagley. Harden missing his last shot. It is good. Thompson's got it all tied up now for Sacramento.
Well, you want to push Clay into those areas, and it's a little bit deflating when he starts to make perimeter jump shots more towards the inside.
Now here's Gordon inside. Here's Paul. And Bamba pulls it down. Bamba's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Hield against Harden. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Clint Capella.
Well, Hield plays with such drive and intensity at all times that you just can't help but create a foul shot with that opportunity.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shots.
Free throw drops for Hield.
Quietly, Buddy Hield has had some good moments in the NBA thus far. I know coming in, a lot of attention as a high draft choice, but his offensive game and the players around him, as they get better, are helping Buddy Hield out.
And so he makes both from the line. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Paul kicks to Gordon. And the pass to Chris. Houston moving the ball around. And the dunk by Capella.
It's just a master class when Chris Paul has the ball. Great at orchestrating the offense and right there finding his teammate.
And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Upper Habit, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Now, here is Young. for an opening. Just 4 to shoot. Over Gordon. The 17-footer goes down. Thompson's got 16.
Well, we love when players get hot, and Thompson right now is just feeling it.
Ball outside. Outside Gordon. He kicks it to Harden. Fires for 3. That one misses. And Sacramento will go the other way with it.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Here's Hield. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Well, Hield's center of gravity stays low on his drive, which invites the contact, in my opinion. Very tough to defend him cleanly.
He's gone 6 of 6 from the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Here's Paul. 7 points in the game. Outside Gordon. There's the 3. Count that one, and the Sacramento Heat have been cut down to 1 in the bucket from Chris Paul.
Well, second nature for Chris Paul to get shots up off the bounce. Love the form there.
Young up top, defended by Paul. Young dishes to Hield, and Paul over to help. Just 5 on the clock, and wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. So it's the Rockets now, and so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for Houston. Now the dish to Harden. Outside Gordon for the lead. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Young passes to Thompson. Hield against Harden. Here's Bamba. Makes it off the glass. Bamba's got 7.
They're playing with a huge bit of confidence and some fire here. They've recorded 3 in a row here, guys.
Thompson against Harden.
I tell you what, I'd settle for having as many points in this game as he has rebounds.
And he's just working and working and working. Tireless.
And it's Bagley that time on the assist by Hield. Hield's got his 4th assist in this one. The Rockets trail. And here is Paul. He's got 10. Harden outside. Off target from 3-point range.
Well, a fast start in the first half. Looks like he's playing the second half in the mud.
Pass to Young. Kicks it to Bagley. Pass it to Thompson. Hits it from 3-point range. Now it's a 5-point Kings lead.
And there isn't a lot that they're doing well right now defensively. They just seem to be disconnected defensively in the second.
Paul finds Capella. Harden with it. Kicks it out to Paul. 6 to shoot. Over Young. Another miss by Houston.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Pass to Bagley. Dishes it to Thompson. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one's on Eric Gordon.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
The first one falls.
Such a natural shooter. That was Thompson's calling card coming out of Washington State as a Cougar, and he's added to his game now. Always one of the premier 2 guards that steps on the floor for any NBA season.
Brandon Knight, he's checked in for Houston. He's checked in for Sacramento. Aaron Gordon comes in for Hield. And so Thompson nails both of them. Al Paul, 10 points for him.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
A shot by Harden, wide open, and nothing is falling for him right now.
And they continue to control the glass.
Here's Bull. Young passes to Bull. 6 on the shot clock. The Kings need to get off a shot here. And the basket by Gordon.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Timeout called the Rockets. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
And here is Paul after Aaron Gordon was able to get the triple. Out of bounds, Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession. Let's take this chance now to show you the list of the postseason scoring leaders. James Harden, number 1. Ball outside. And some nice passing there by Houston. A nice shot by Knight.
And from beyond the arc, he puts a stop to that 12-0 run by Sacramento.
Young pass the Bull. He dishes it to Thompson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range, Chris with the rebound. Rockets trail by 7. Knight with it. He's got 10. Now the pass to Harden. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Harden's got 15.
Well, he's given himself a chance. 6 shots he's gotten up this quarter, but only able to convert on one of them.
Young against Paul. Pass to Bull. Now, here is Young. He's covered closely. On pass to Gordon. The alley-oop layup. Very well done.
How about the vision from the crafty little guard? Young excels at realizing when his guys have clean looks.
Ball against Young. Paul goes in. Good. 12 points for him.
He is just so tough to guard. He can fake you one way and then use that beautiful spin to just blow by you.
Bull, the pass to Gordon. He kicks to Thompson. Back to Gordon. Passes it to Thompson. Launches it. Drills it from outside. Thompson's got 12 now in this quarter.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Harden, and it's Chris in the corner. There's the 3. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got his 5th assist in this one.
Trying to build some confidence from the deeper rangers now. Chris wanting to get more consistent from out there.
Now, here's Bamba. 7 points in the game. Thompson against Knight. Young outside. Yep, that one goes in there.
It seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
Paul kicks to Harden. Puts up a 3. Sacramento grabs the miss. Bamba's got his 16th rebound on the night.
Yeah, tough with his shot so far off right now. They're going to have to tap someone else to step up until he finds it.
Stolen by Bamba. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Houston with a big group substitution here. Reed is checked in for Capella. G comes in for Marquise Chris. Beasley's checked in for James Harden. And it's Gordon in for Chris Paul. Sacramento also making some changes. The Machine's checked in for Bamba. Hield comes in for Klay Thompson. Young is subbed in for Young. Rockets trail by 7, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Sacramento Kings. Pass to Little. Fires from 14. It's rebounded by Houston.
Well, the team is still up despite him struggling, so hopefully he'll find his rhythm.
Beasley, the pass to G. A stupendous finish in traffic. G's got his second bucket.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
The pass to Bull. Kicks to Hield. Feeds it to Gordon. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. 2 shots. Free throw good. Gordon. And so he hits both. Rockets trail by 7. Knight looking for an opening. Knocked loose. Gordon against Hield. Beasley comes with the double team. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. Tipped, and it's the Rockets with the ball. Houston's gone downtown a lot since halftime. They've missed 5 of their 9 attempts out there. Pass to Reed. Some nice passing there by Houston. Outside Knight. 6 to shoot. Outside Gordon. There's the 3. Rebound by the Kings. Bulls got rebound number 5 here tonight.
A little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Now here's Beasley. He's got 8. There's 48 seconds left in the third. Here's Gordon. And yep, and he drops it rolling around the rim. Gordon's got 5 points now this quarter.
And once Eric Gordon receives that pass, he's just rising up, so a natural rhythmic jump shot.
And Young, here we go, and he converts the layup. And the Kings lead by 9.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Beasley. Good defensive work there by Young. Sacramento's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. And the shot goes in.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
Now here's Beasley. And no good on the last second attempt this time. Klay Thompson has been leading the charge for Sacramento. He ends up dropping in 2 from distance, making a difference from long range in this one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
Even though the position is called shooting guard, passing part of your responsibilities in today's game.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. They've got Beasley, Reed out there with G. Then there's Gordon, and it's Knight in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
Yeah, it's a disappointing sequence of plays. Absolutely inexcusable turning the ball over like that.
And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. 11-point game. Beasley finds Knight. Off with the layup. Kings leading now by 11. Shot by Hield, nobody around. Score the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Now, here is Knight. 3-pointer. It's good from Gordon, and the assist by Knight. And that's 10 points for Eric Gordon.
A good court awareness that time from Brandon Knight. He's a creative guard who has a good feel for when his guys are open.
Hield against Gordon. Here's Bull. It's good. And the Kings lead by 13.
And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
And the basket by Gordon.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
And for Sacramento, they're shooting it up around 51%. They're getting good looks. Young taking his time here. Passes it to Bull. And he drops it in from the low post.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I think they have been winning the battle of shot selection here in the second half, and that's led to an excellent shooting percentage from the field.
Here's Gordon. Sacramento making their last shot, and Buddy Hield is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Beasley right side. Clock at 6. Knight kicks to Beasley. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. Knight's got 5 assists tonight.
You could see some miscommunication on the defensive end of the floor that time. No excuse for letting a player get that good a look on that possession.
Here's Bull. Run outside. on top. By Beasley. Gordon to pass the Bull. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. And he makes both free throws. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Timeout called, the Rockets. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Mike D'Antoni was talking about with his team. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we've put ourselves in this hole and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
And here's Gordon from outside.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
It's trailed by 12. Beasley outside. The dish tonight. Reed kicks to Beasley. Knight on the wing, defended by Young. Shot clock at 3. Here's Reed. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Great awareness. No reason to take it inside there against the taller man.
Yeah, most analytics will tell you that the mid-range jumper is not an efficient shot, but you see how effective with guys like that it can be.
And Sacramento has possession. Following the score by Houston. Hield finds Gordon. No good. The Rockets go the other way with it. In the corner, it's Gordon. Fires the 3. And Bull pulls it down. Bull's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Pass to Little. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Well, passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to leading his man to the right spot.
Young against Knight. Fires the 3. And Bull pulls it down. Bull's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Now the pass to Little. Over Beasley. It's rebounded by Houston. Guys, there's still time for them to make a run.
Can't have any wasted possessions down the stretch.
Knight against Young. Kicks it out to Gordon. Over Hield. Misses off the left iron. Kings leading now by 12. Here's the machine. Pass to Young. Passes to Bull. Over Reed. Bull can't hit.
This is when you're just surprised that a guy would miss that kind of look. The defense really did not do a lot there.
Gordon, the pass to Knight. Beasley outside. And now Sacramento on the break.
Oh, yes, sir. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Knight. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yeah, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
Here's Bull. The kick out to Young. 5 to shoot. Over Beasley. Young's shot is up.
And getting a hand in the shooter's face, locking down that in-between area.
Just taking on the challenge on every possession. I love defenders who give nothing away.
Now here's Gordon. Has to Beasley. Overhealed and good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. And it's 13 points for Beasley. Sacramento leading by 12. Now a timeout called by Sacramento. Presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Buddy Hield.
And he's had the hot hand tonight, Kevin, no doubt about it. He's gotten his field goal percentage up over 60, and you're only going to get it that high when you're taking good, smart shots.
With a chance to take command in this series, he did everything. That is the kind of killer instinct you need in the playoffs. Young left side. And here's Bagley. He kicks it to Thompson. Off target with his 3. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. Down by 12. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. 2 shots, gentlemen. And the first one at the line is good. He's perfect from the line this time. Kings leading now by 10. It's Young on the wing, defended by Paul. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Thompson's got 27 points.
I don't know. I'm getting the feeling as this game moves on, he's getting stronger.
Harden draws the double. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. So it's Sacramento. Ball against Young. Over Paul. The 15-footer. Good. 8 points for Trae Young.
And a depth mid-range shooter as well. All Young needs is a little breathing room, and he set the fire.
Harden kicks to Capella. Back to Harden. From 13. And yep, and it got to rolling around the rim.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Young pass to Bamba. Inside. And Thompson gets it to go in on the assist by Bamba. Bamba's got his 3rd assist on the night. Rockets trail by 15. Paul kicks to Harden. Lob pass to Capella. Shot clock at 6.
And Harden is more than just a scorer. He's also got some sensational handles and passing instincts. Loves connecting with his teammates.
Now here's Bagley. Back to Young.
A key rebound there, but they can do a little better on the glass here down the stretch.
No good from Beasley. Sacramento leading by 13. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And another three for Sacramento.
And until someone stops him, he's just going to continue to keep firing from distance.
Yeah, we got to be a DEFCON 1 here, because at this point, he is so dialed in, you got to get him off his spots.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Klay Thompson with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Not sure what the defense is thinking, or if they are. They continue to let him shoot. That is bad defense.
So for the Rockets, Marquise Chris comes in for Michael Beasley. And Eric Gordon subbed in for Brandon Knight. Fields checked in for Sacramento. Young against Paul. Ball's knocked loose. Young against Paul. Now here's Hield. He's guarded closely. Another three for Sacramento.
I mean, this is what the scouting report called for here. Love how effective Hield is right now on the offensive end.
Paul against Young. Gordon outside. Bagley with the rebound. Bagley's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Young against Paul. And Capella sends it back. It's good. There's 1:40 left to play in the final quarter. Paul against Young. Harden up top. And again, unable to change momentum here. Sacramento leading by 21.
And game 3 will go in the record books here. Lots of energy out there tonight, and an important win for Sacramento.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Buddy Hield.
Just really loved his activity level here tonight. Constantly mixed it up, and he threw himself into a lot of plays.
Here's Capella. Marvin Bagley picking up that last basket. Capella kicks to Paul. The pass to Harden. Over Thompson. Good D by Thompson. Young outside. Kicks to Bagley. Three-pointer, Hield. Another three for Sacramento.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
And you could just see everything coming together like a perfect storm, and they just rolled on through.
So it's the Kings winning this one easily. And they've edged in front in the series after an outstanding performance here in Game 3.
Kevin, it sure was. When teams split the first 2 games of a series, Game 3 means everything. They're going into Game 4 now, riding that high after this win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks a lot. Klay, what was the key to the win tonight?
Just do it as a team. You know, it's not an individual effort. We're a real deep team this year. We got a lot of guys who would start on some good teams, so we just did it collectively.
Klay, great effort from everyone. Thanks again. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, that'll do it, folks. Glad you could join us for the Western Conference semifinals. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. So long and good night, everyone.